Hello everyone, this is Group 23's presentation on the YBook app, the app that will keep you reading, by Cesar Sales, David Sousa, and myself, Evan Harrison. So our sponsor was named Diane Sales. She is 24 years old, and she came to us and was wondering if it was possible for us to create an app where she could keep track of the books she read and enjoyed, and also where she could list the books she wishes to read. So essentially creating an app that would create a nice book list. And so that led to the development of the YBook app. YBook was created to allow people to keep track of the books they like the most and also to find a list of books that they wish to read. And in its first version, we focused mainly on the core, which is getting the book list to appear and providing information about the books added. The user can also define a username and a profile image for some more personal customization. And in the following versions, we hope to refine the core structure we have and also provide a way for users to share books they loved with others. So in the future, it could become some sort of a social network for sharing books. Some of the technical challenge we experienced with this project included that this was our first mobile project, and we learned a great deal in the process. We had a lot of challenges as our code grew. We started with small pieces of logic, and everything started out well organized, but as we went on developing, we started seeing a little monster. Some of the code got a little less well structured, a little more complicated, and it got to the point at sometimes when we were afraid to break things when we made edits, but we were able to make do either way. In addition, understanding Android development was a bit challenging. We had to understand certain core functions like onCreate and other lifecycle functions, and we tried to use them correctly, even though at some points we didn't fully understand how we were using them. We also needed a way that we could store data, so we decided to use Google's Firebase. None of us had experience with that, so we needed to learn how to store and retrieve data from it. We used the authentication library provided by Firebase, and we learned that it's very useful and quite simple to implement. We also used Firebase storage to store a profile image, but we had to learn how that worked since it was slightly different from storing our book data on Firebase. And also another challenge was learning to work with the Android layout. Working with the GUIs was a little bit challenging in the beginning, where we had to create every component from scratch. At the end, we had a few templates we could work with, but we still struggled with some of the sizing and centering and getting the correct margins so that components wouldn't be floating around according to different screen sizes. It was just a bit of a learning curve. The shared header was also a bit challenging, and we still don't feel like we totally did that correctly, since we had to have the logic for the shared header in each activity, and we had to update that through other activities. We feel like there may have been a better way to go about that, but the way we did it ended up working okay. In addition, we had to pick a library in order to make the profile image round and display properly. The first one we picked didn't work very well, and then we found Glide, which stores images with different sizes, so its cache works faster than the other, and it ended up meeting our needs very well. Here's a link to our GitHub repo. And now we'll go ahead and do a little demo of our app. So here is our application. When a user tries to log in for the first time, they will actually need to hit the sign up button. I've already signed up, so I won't do that, but I'll show you what it looks like. When a user signs up, they enter a username, an email, a password, and they confirm their password. They hit the sign up button, and then they're able to log into the application. An account is created in Firebase for them to store data, and they're able to log into the app. I'll go ahead and use my credentials. And I'll go ahead and log in. Oh, we also included an I forgot my password activity. So if you end up forgetting your password, you can enter your email, hit send, and Firebase generates a link, an email link for you to open, and you can reset your password that way. Works very nicely. But I'll go ahead and log in. And now this is a list of some of the books that I've already added to my list. All the books are displayed here. The stars indicate whether or not it was a favorite book. If it's filled, it means it was a favorite. If it's not filled, it's not necessarily a favorite. but we can see my profile up here. This is my username, and that is my image on the right side that I selected. If you click on the image, you can actually change the image, or you can change your profile name. I'll do that very quickly. Then we save it, and my username is updated here. And so to add a book to the list, I'll go ahead, we'll click the Add Book button, and there's some fields we can fill out. So I'll fill out the title, we'll call it Ender's Game. Type of the book, we'll call it fiction. The author is Orson Scott Card. I don't know the year published, and I don't know the number of pages. There's also a section for comments, and I'll go ahead and favorite this book because it is one of my favorites, and I'll go ahead and save it, and you can see that it shows up in our list down here. So now you can also edit books. If you click on the list, it'll open up that book along with the information that was previously there. Say you want to edit some of these fields, I'll go ahead and add some comments. Great book. And we will save it. And now if I go and click on that book again, we'll see that my comments are still there. And so we can save, add books to the list as we need. And there's also a delete book function. I'll go ahead and use that to demonstrate it. We just click delete, and the book is deleted from the list. And all the updates everything is stored in Firebase, and so when we add or delete, data is stored or deleted from Firebase and retrieved to our activities here. Typically if you've already logged in, usually when you open the app, you'll appear at this page right here, but you can also choose to log out if you'd like. You click on the profile button, hit log out, and you are logged out. So this has been a demonstration of our app, YBook, and we hope you enjoyed it.